Hello guys, welcome to today's video, and in today's video we'll be talking about how I caught this 615 pips trade on XAU USD, that is gold. So let's get into the video. First of all, as usual, we'll go to the higher time frame. So I'll be starting with the H4. H4 time frame, and from the H4 time frame we could see that there is a zone here. That's the other block I marked out for this trade, given that was where price reacted from. I marked that place out as another block, nothing much. So let's go to the H2 time frame. So yeah, price went to the other block once, did a tap into the other block. Price went there again to do another tapping. So that is a very strong area of interest. Support and resistance traders understand this, that when that happens, that is your demand zone. So yeah, we go to the H1 time frame, and from the H1 time frame, that was where I began marking out my possible area of entry and exit. So yeah, we have this first area here, and we have this second area here. I marked out this first one here as an inducement, which price will most likely use, and of course price did that already. So yeah, then we'll go to the 30 minutes time frame. First of all, let me explain a little market dynamics here. You see this move right here. Let me highlight it with this move right here was done by the news, was sponsored by FOMC news. So FOMC sponsored this move to the other block I marked out at this zone. Hence, it's time to look for a sell. However, we don't just enter entries like that. So yeah, price entered the other block at the top right here, rejected it very much. Price rejected it, then went back again to test that other block, which is like a confirmation for our entry. However, we did not enter yet. Price rejected it the second time and entered it with a bullish engulfing candle. If we pay close attention, price entered the other block at the first instance with a bullish engulfing, with a large bullish candle. Price went back again with two large candles but did not break. Then price went back again to test it again but did not break. 3 different times buyers tried to break through with huge orders, but they were not successful, which means it is not time for buys. What did we do? I marked that level out. Then I went to the 15 minutes. 15 minutes was where I got in for an entry. Mark that level out, which I did here. Then I placed my entry at the extreme of the retest. On the third retest was where I entered. This was not a limit order, this was like a market order. So I entered on the immediately price was at that zone, and I set my exit to be at this point right here. Why? I could have held longer to this place. However, I was paying attention to this zone right here, to this zone. Let me mark it out. So this was an area of interest for me while I was on this trade. This was an area of interest, which means price could potentially use this area as a level, as an inducement, clear it a little and continue its up move that FOMC sponsored. So that was why I placed my exit just below this just below that level, and we could see what price did. Price cleared it and went in my favor about 615 pips. Price continued downward, but it doesn't matter, we are out of the trade with a win. And then price continued its thing. Breakdown of how I caught 615 pips on gold this Friday. if you have any questions or any suggestions, do it to drop them in the comment section.